it's Jade. So, melted Barbie doll look today. I'm going to show you guys exactly how you can achieve this look. Before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Honestly, it would mean the world to me. It makes my day. And check out the description box. I've got links to my Facebook page and my Instagram as well. So if you have any questions, any suggestions, or any requests, then just let me know. Alright guys, we'll get straight into the tutorial. Okay, so first things first, I've got all of my hair out of my way. Get out of my way, hair. Out of the way. Going to prime my face with my Face of Australia Face Base Primer. A good thing about this is if you have blemishes on one side of your face, then you can be like, alright, that's going to be the melted side and I'll just focus on the good side. So the foundation I'm going to use is Arbonne's Perfecting Liquid Foundation in the shade Honey Beige. And I'm going to apply more of a generous kind of coat to half of my face. I just want my skin to look perfect. Now I'm going to use my e.l.f. Under Eye Concealer and Highlighter. I'm using the concealing end just under my eye and pretty much on any kind of blemishes that you have around. I'm just going to let that kind of set in while I do my eyebrows. Eyebrows today, I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Taupe. This is just the dip brow. And this honestly does not want to stay up. So I'm aiming for like perfect, flawless kind of drawn on makeup. So don't get too distracted with trying to make things look natural. You know, you want to look like a plastic doll. Alright, blend out that highlight. I am now going to use this awesome new palette which I got from e.l.f. These have not launched yet. They will be out in November. So I'm very, very excited about it. This is the 48-piece Chic Book eyeshadow. Class 2014. So we've got some awesome shadows and I want to kind of do Barbie shadows. So this is literally a book and you open it up. And I'm going to go in with this purple shade. I'm then going to take this blue shadow and apply that into my crease. I'm now using my Essence Kajal pencil in white and I'm going to apply this on my lower waterline and slightly extend it. Now I'm just using a little angled brush and I'm going back in with that blue kind of tealy shade and lining underneath that. Now we're going to use a new eyeliner. This again is another e.l.f. Kind of packet. I haven't used this yet. This is a 5-piece shimmer eyeliner set. Again, class 2014. I'm going to go in with this shimmering eye pencil. This is just the black one. It has a little sharpener attached to it, which is kind of cool. And then I'm going to lightly line in between the white and the blue. And then I'm going to line my top lash line as well. If you make the line slightly thicker in the center of your eyes, it's going to make your eyes appear kind of doe-eyed and a little bit larger. So I'm going to do that. Now I'm going to apply a false lash. These are just some old Ardell Demi Wispy lashes that I had. Just going to let that glue become a little bit tacky. So while that's kind of setting, I'm going to do my blush. I'm honestly using a lot of e.l.f. products today, but that's okay because it's quite affordable. I'm using my e.l.f. HD blush and this is in the shade Superstar. So this is quite pigmented. So honestly, like, do not get caught out and think I need heat because you don't. Like that little tiny bit is all I have. I'm going to apply that down here. In some dots. Then I'm going to blend it away with my Fearless Pro 5M brush. Alright, apply that false lash. Leave that kind of to set and I'll put some mascara on it in a second. Alright, lips. I'm going to do half my lips. I'm going to use my Savvy Ultra Matte Lip Colour in the shade Rodeo Drive. It's just a bright kind of pink shade. Going to apply my Arbonne It's a Long Story mascara. And what you can do, if you have a very sharp eyeliner or liquid liner, do a few little dots on your lower lash line to act as longer lower lashes. Now's the time to take some pretty interesting selfies. Okay, so I have here some Meron 3D gel. I got that from Toy World, but if you can't get your hands on any 3D gel, you can actually make your own by using some milk and preferably some vegetarian gelatin or just normal gelatin, and then you put in a little bit of like powder foundation, mineral foundation to color it, and voila! I really wanted to do that today, but I couldn't find my vegetarian gelatin anywhere, so I had this already laying around from years ago, so I thought I'd just use that. But yes, so what I've done is heated this in the microwave so it becomes liquid, and I only put it in for like 10 seconds and it is like boiling. So I'm going to let that cool down and then we'll get started. You will need a kind of paintbrush, something old that you don't really care about if it gets wrecked. So now it's cooled down a bit, I'm going to start dribbling it down, just start from my chin down. Okay, so now I've got just some eye pads and I'm going to cover up this eye. I'm just going to use a little bit of tape just to secure it to my face. I'm probably going to double lap it, so there's 2 lots there, so just that gel's not going to seep through. But first I'm going to put a little bit of foundation on the top one just so it's coloured, and this will also help absorb liquid with it, so you're not going to waste heaps of gel from trying to cover it. I've just put some tape all over this, so I suggest if you have sensitive skin, use something that you know is not going to react to your skin. So I'm going to place that on. Also, you can cover your brows prior if you're worried about any brow hair, you know, being accidentally ripped off, or yes, completely up to you. Now I'm going to put the second one over the top and just use a little bit of tape to try and just pin that down a bit better. Alright, back with the gel. So the gel was a little bit lighter, so I've actually mixed a little bit of my foundation in it to kind of tint the gel. So I just did a little bit off camera. That little pad I used was lifting up, so I've just packed in a little bit of liquid latex and hopefully it's going to try and, you know, set in a little bit better. So now I'm taking a little bit more of that 3D gel, and what I'm going to do is pump in a bit of my blush colour. I'm going to start kind of doing like my makeup's melted, so also going to take the pink and just start to splotch that around. Now I'm going to crush in a little bit of my eyeshadow colours into some gel mixture. You don't need a lot, just a tiny bit. Now I'm going to put a little bit of my brow powder in there. And then, because this is quite dark, I'm going to use that as my eyeliner colour too. Or you could add some black if you wanted it to be darker. But completely up to you. Now, while that's all still kind of wet, I'm going to take a set of false lashes and just kind of stick those in there somewhere. So I now have a blonde wig. This wig is so old, ratty and like decrepit. And then the half that is going to be on my melted side, I'm going to melt it. So honestly, be so careful. There's a few ways you can do it. I wouldn't recommend putting your straightening iron directly onto it. This is obviously a synthetic wig because you don't want to damage your straightening iron. You can use an iron and place this in between 2 kind of thin sheets of baking paper and that will melt it, or you can use a little bit of a flame to melt it, but honestly, whatever you end up doing, be very careful. Okay, so I have my kind of burnt part of my wig. Just make sure, like, if it's hot, let it cool down, you know what I mean. Alright guys, so here you have the finished result, melted Barbie doll. I hope you guys like this video, and yeah, check out the description box for all of my social media sites. Also some other Halloween videos will be down there as well. Alright guys, I love you all, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Ugh.